Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we'll be taking a look at the Joytoy officially licensed Warhammer 40k Ultramarines Primaris Captain in Gravis Armour Voltian. This is a big boy. This is a packaging that it comes in. Nice artwork on the front of the character. Recommended for adult collectors and anybody younger than 15 years of age. Looks pretty cool. I like the artwork. Top of the box. Bottom of the box. Side of the box. Other side of the box. Alright, on the back we'd have a very large product image with a content statement. 3 smaller product images, front, back, and front. Battle position, battle pose, whatever you want to say it is. There it is. Alright, with that being said, let's take a look and see how he's packaged inside. Alright, there's the clamshell. Not perfect, but it's in there. Alright, there he is. And I must say, he's a big boy. Man, he's huge. Let's take a look at him. Head sculpt. His head really sits deep in that aggressor armor. Let's see if I can get his head to pop out some. It's nicely aesthetics on there. We have the reefs on his head done in gold. A couple service studs there. There's a hose in his neck. Man, it's almost impossible to get that thing to turn. You see part of his helmet there. Piece of his helmet. There you go. He has a beard. Black with some white or grayish, like an aging look. There's a tube there on his neck. Pretty cool. And then he has the back of the helmet piece on. It's like you say 40, I don't know if you had in our lifetime, like a 40-year-old maybe. Captain. Okay, I can't get his head to move at all. He's so deep in there. That's what she said. On the top of this housing where his head sits, we have this very sharp piece here. We have the iron skull. We have this piece here. Be careful, looks like it might break. Skull and wings here on his chest, done like a white bonish color. Some vents here maybe, done with a white outlining. On his pauldron we have the Ultramarines logo. We have the gold trim on the heavy additional trim. This pauldron is really cool. This is all 3D piece. Wings and skull on a plate. Looks pretty cool. You see, that's a 3D piece there. On his arm, he has a purity seal. It kind of wraps around his arm. That's pretty cool. Pretty decent. Looks like he has a purity seal here down under his underarm. You can see that there. For some reason, I like a shadow. It's right there. You can see it. On this side, he has a plate here. It's a plain plate on the hip. And then over here, his other arm, on the lower arm, he has a half of this symbol here on his forearm. Then it replaces the other wing with a gun. It's pretty cool. Drill through the top, drill through the barrel. And then we have this ammo chain here that runs a curl up around. It's pretty thick. Goes into the back of his power pack, which is pretty awesome. This is a cylinder, probably with his ammunition in. Then he has a skull on it. That's 3D piece. That's pretty wild. Silver there. Ultramarines there in the center. These actually are bigger than we're used to seeing for the power pack. These are bigger thrusters. Probably to support his bigger weight. Gunmetal. These are articulated. Very cool. Here's the top of it. You see the red cape between the pack and his back. Here's the red cape. Got these little gold trims here on the corner. Pretty decent. This is very flexible. There's a bar here. It goes into this other piece on the other side. Okay, going to the lower level of Voltian here. This plate has like a checkered design with ultramarines and there's some red features there. Another purity seal here on his thigh. A couple of things hanging from the plastic chain around his waist. That's pretty well seated there. Nice sculpting there on his stomach. Looks like we have this scroll. So I guess torn pages. Pretty cool. Gold top and bottom, and I kind of clip in the middle to keep it wrapped. Then we have his box with double bones between his leg. A double bone. That's pretty cool. Gold. And those are maybe not. Those are not removable. They're kind of sculpted onto that chain. Knee pad, we have the ultramarines done in white. Over here on his shin, we have the skull wings again. Same thing that's on his shoulder pad. Pauldron, pretty cool. Lower legs. On the back, underneath the cape, he has a one tube that goes from the back of his upper leg to his calf muscle. And then here, it doesn't have that. He has like a little wire that's kind of like whooped right over. You guys can see that. Inside the cape, it just reversed. Well, not really, because this is white, like an off-white, and that's the red. The same design though, but just a different color. And I lost the shoulder pad. I was wondering if something was going to fall off. So he's so big. So you can see this is still like the V1 design. Those do move up and down for articulation. And that's what that looks like inside. For reference. But we'll leave that off for a second. Obviously the head is going to be hindered. So he does move side to side. You can get a 360. If you can get his head down enough and enough range to turn it side to side, up and down at 360, but it's just shelled in there pretty good. So he does have butterfly joints to a degree. You can see the pauldron ball, it kind of like moves around the arm on both sides. He has a bicep swivel 360, double jointed elbows. The wrist spin 360, down, up, in and out, pretty nice. You can get his arm that far up without the pauldron, so some of the articulation is there, so that's good. But with the pauldron, that's about it right there. So you can see how much it hinders your playability and posability. So, same here. We have a yellow and black wire here, so it's a bigger. Let's see what we can do here. Get inside that. And you get a 9-degree bend out of the double joint. We can see the yellow wire kind of goes from the back of his arm to the back of his upper arm. Pretty cool. There's no articulation in this hand. This is a solid mitt. This thing is huge. Pretty cool. Here, first chest. The back up top here, back and forth, side to side, down the waist. There's a swivel there, but there's so much that changes just in a way, and then you can get movement too out of that. The legs, this not gonna go sideways with these side panels on. Not too much up either. He's not meant to sit. He has double jointed knees, but that's about the range you're gonna get, about a standard joint range because of how big he is. Thigh cut is there. Feet pivot down, up, rockers. Not too much of a 360 because there's big cylinders here, and then a toe up on that guy. So he looks pretty good. So having that fallen off was kind of a good thing, because it gives us an idea of the hindrance in the aesthetic versus the playability. See, that's back on. It does move pretty good. You can see there. So that's why I kind of like the V1's bodies better. You get a little more than the V2 bodies. And this guy's, he's a big guy. He's got a lot going on. So, and I'm so surprised he stands as well as he does. Believe it or not. From the first time I seen a big guy, I was a librarian, and that thing just fell apart in my hands. And it was sad because that thing was expensive. So there he is. Looks cool. There's the front of him. There's the side of him. There's the back. The other side. And I'll bring him up for some close, some of his features, especially his head dressing, the head sculpt, the nice skull, his pauldron looks fantastic. There's the other pauldron, some of his features here, the wire, the half skull and wing, the gun, how that's attached, the power pack with the ammunition, some of the belts, his waist garments, pretty cool, knee pads, shin guard, there's a piece of his cape on both sides. Yeah, he's got a lot of features. So there he is. So let's get the boring piece out of the way. He does have an extra hand, trigger finger for this hand here. Obviously not for that one. So I don't care about that. So the product images pretty much showed 2 accessories, which surprised me when I opened it, which we'll get to in a minute. Here's his helmet. Alternate head. Man, that's going to be a beast to change. So, very dark gunmetal, cylinder on the side, front red eyes. It's like a respirator type of helmet. No extra ball peg, which is unfortunate. Yes, I am not going to switch that out because that would take me forever to try to figure it out, and I don't want to waste so much time on the video. You guys get the idea what that would look like. There's a lot of product images out there featuring that. It does have a sword. Pretty cool. It's about that big to figure. Gold bottom, red handle, gold here, white 3D skull. See that? Pretty cool. Power nodes, gunmetal, silver blade. I think we've seen this sword before. We got 2 power nodes on this side down in metallic blue and 1 on that side. So pretty nice. There you go. So what really surprised me was the additional accessories that came with this guy. I didn't even know he came with anything else, but let's check him out. So he came with this heavy bolt rifle. Check it out. Nice red on it. I was surprised to see the red on this, with him being an ultramarine, but it kind of matches his cape, I guess. Gunmetal, like a flat red maroonish color. Gold shells here on his strap, also brown strap. Gold shells, very nice. Silver connectors, pieces, like the revolver piece, rail system sight. And he has multi business ends on this gun. A grenade launcher, heavy fire, maybe semi-burst. I'm not sure what's going on there and how many muzzle flashes he has there without any kind of extra triggers, but it's a cool looking sculpt for a futuristic playable gun. Very cool. Yeah, I was really surprised that came with that. And then you get this big old stand for him. But he actually doesn't really need it. But it looks pretty cool nonetheless. Blue Mage Joytoy. And then he comes with a trading card. Captain Voltian. The rest of it's pretty much just in Chinese. So, very thin card stock. Really not worth much. I don't want to bend it too any more than it is, so it's very thin. Not sure about that hand. That's super hard. See what's going on there. It's a huge diameter. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it without heating it, so I don't want to break him. Because these are actually one of the figures that are hard to come by. You know, he's difficult to get, especially of the release of this video. It took me a little bit to track him down, so there he is. hopefully you guys like him. He's pretty cool. He's a big bulky figure, and because of that, you know, his issues are expected, I guess. So, you know, ranges of articulation and stuff like that. But he's definitely a cool character. If you're trying to complete your Ultramarines, I say track him down, try to get him. He's probably 75, 80 bucks on average of this video, if not more, on the eBay market. So there he is. Hopefully you like him. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you in our next review.